Okay. Prima, dankie. Okay, dankie. Ah, dankie. Goed jullie in de werking. Dankie voor de alcohol. Goed. Dat ga je zo los jullie energie. Okay. Copy. Copy, nou, en dan gaan je graag hier naar Arna toe. Arna? Ja, focusgroep. Focus. Hey, kom naar focusgroep. Dankie. Kom. Okay, move. Haha. Nee, iemand. Move. Okay, great. We gaan nou. Kom nou. Bye. Dankie. Haha. Arno. Elsa. Kom, haha. Nee, link. Haha. Nee. Okay. Groep. Dat zijn groep. En dan gaan je ook research. Dat is research. Okay. Nog even nou. What are important thinking? Dat is gaan. Box. Sure. Move. Haha. It is FG at 51 at 51. Dat komt in uitroepteken. Okay. Cool. Gaan. Ga nou. Kijk, daar aan. Okay. FG at 51 at 51 uitroepteken. Kom net. Kijk. Fixa. FG. Nou, FG. 51 at 51 en dan uitroepteken en dan zie je elkaar. Gaan. Okay, gaan. Okay. Cool. Box. Goed. Dat is gaaf. Hoe die gaan. Graag. Dank je. Voilà. Okay. Thank you, Aaron. Jadi ini tuh memang komputer sakrat. Nah, jadi ini. Thank you, sakrat. Kena masing. Tutu, move now. Kom naar net. Oké. Wacht, nou kom ik zo. Dank je. Yes, great. Kena masing. Lala. Hello, innocent. Hello, innocent. Can you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
Fine, and you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
That's wonderful. We're just testing the rest of your the rest of the participants. Most probably will log in now. We just
Yeah,
test,
cool.
but you can hear me, you can see me clearly, all of that. No.
Yes,
Ah,
yes.
okay, admit. Great. Yes, one moment, sir. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Right. Jurgen, can you see me?
How is it?
Yeah.
Jochen left.
Next. I just want to say you first on innocent.
Yeah, on the first one, yeah.
Hi, Cloud.
So how many more are we still waiting for?
We're waiting for three more, three to four more.
3 more. Oh, it's four of us.
Yes. Okay. Hi, Jurgen. Can you hear me? Hi, Jurgen. Am I speaking to Jurgen?
No, I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris. Okay, so I'm just going to say yours are showing Galaxy. I'm just going to say you, Chris. Welcome, Chris.
Hello, thank you.
We're just testing all the connections. So
Yeah,
we'll
I was struggling for a bit
now.
there.
Yes. So you can hear clearly, you can see clearly, all of that. Okay. Let me find the rest of your participants.
No problem.
Okay.
What's the one it says live on YouTube. Live on YouTube. Focus. Yes. Martina.
Okay, great. And join with, yes, join with your computer audio. Are you on your laptop or cell phone? Don't use your earphones. Rather go the normal route and join with computer audio. Because sometimes it's making like a, like an echo or something. Okay. So I'll wait for you. Okay, great. I'll see you. Bye. Checking the rest of the people. Okay, Chris is here. Nice. Jordan. Okay. 078 794 3778. Welcome, Jurgen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello, and is it Tokozisi? Who's speaking? Hi, Cameron. It's Adalia from the focus group. Are you going to join us? Yes? Okay, thank you, sir. I'll be keeping lookout for you. Thanks. Hi. Yes, I can hear you clearly, Jurgen. Thank you.
Okay, I'm glad. Thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes what we find is that if you use that earphone, It's doing like a conflict, you know, and you can't hear properly.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you for your patience, people.
No problem.
Hmm?
What are you doing? Are you going to join us in the meeting, please? Okay, great. Now we have okay, so we're waiting on one more candidate.
No problem.
Thank you.
This-
Hello, Toko Zizi. How are you, sir? Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly? Okay, you're still rendering, you're connecting. Won't be much longer, people. the moderator, Danny, will be joining you soon.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you all?
Doing well,
Good
thanks.
afternoon. How are you?
Good, man. I hope that you can all hear me well. I'm just gonna start this recorder on my side. I'm gonna introduce myself and just give you a bit of context and background as to what we're going to do for the next 2 hours. My name is Danny Manuel. I'm an independent facilitator, moderator that takes the opportunity to facilitate these kind of group discussions in order to help our clients who've requested the research to be done to find insights and kind of get feedback on what they're researching. Like in research, there are no right or wrong answers. These are typically your opinions, your views of whatever we're going to discuss. This isn't about a group consensus. You were not brought here to all agree before we can move on and discuss other issues. So these are your own personal views. Before we start, I do have to read out a kind of like a consent, which our client has asked that everybody acknowledges to, that they are happy with the consent to approve the consent in order to be part of the discussion. And just to give you an idea of what the consent stands for, it says that you've been selected to participate in the study and you've agreed to participate. So, and what we're saying is, I will be asking you some questions. The topic that we're going to discuss revolves around dietary practices, particular on unhealthy foods and sugary drinks. We will only use your answers for the specific purpose of this study, and at no point in time will we use your name, surname to link your responses back to your name and surname. All that will be treated with the utmost of confidentiality, and then the client will use this analysis to inform their strategy, to come up with plans moving forward, as well as they will have the opportunity to write articles in scientific journals and other publications on findings that they do find out of the study. And again, none of those findings will be linked to your name. I said to you that, there are no right or wrong answers with this, and we're just hoping that we are able you are able to stay with us for these 2 hours for the groups. I just want to know, and I'll kind of go around the group and ask you the question, do you feel that you've been sufficiently informed of the study and you are consenting to participate in the study? Chris, is everything okay for you?
Yeah, 100%.
Jurgen?
Yes, I'm fine.
Innocent?
Yes.
And then I see, is it Umtukozi? Can you hear me? Okay, I can't hear you. Your audio is struggling. I can't hear you. Okay, maybe try and go out and come back in again. Okay, guys. So for the purposes of the group, I would just want you to introduce yourselves. And what I think whatever you're comfortable in sharing with the group. I think your name, what do you do for a living? Are you married with children? And because we're going to speak about unhealthy foods and sugary drinks, I want to just understand your buying behavior towards I want to understand your buying behavior towards buying food. What informs the type of food that you buy, the types of drinks, carbonated drinks, juices and stuff? What informs your decision to choose the products that you choose? I'm going to start, I always start on my left-hand side. Chris, I'm going to start with you because you're on the left-hand side of my screen, for you to introduce yourself.
All right, so my name's Chris. I'm 22 years old. I am a sports coach for a living, so this year has been a bit tough. We haven't been able to coach. Buying trends, when I'm buying a carbonated drink, it's all about the taste for me when I'm getting a cool drink. So my favorite is a Pepsi, and yeah, that's about it. All I've got for you.
And Chris, when it comes to food, what informs how you buy, make the choices to buy the types of foods that you buy?
Like the junk food, you kind of say, or any food.
Yeah,
Obviously,
well,
the taste.
The taste.
The taste for me, obviously, I'm not gonna want to buy the cheaper junk foods. I'll go for something that will taste nice and is in a kind of medium price range, not 150 Rand for a burger, but like 50 Rand for a burger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and when it comes to you, please introduce yourself, and then just also elaborate on that. What you think it drives your decision to buy food?
Okay, cool. So, hi guys, I'm Jürgen. I am currently a student studying engineering in Pretoria. So for me, a big thing is money. So if I can't afford something, I'm obviously not going to buy it. And then, especially with regards to drinks, it's more of a mood. I try to avoid sugary drinks as much as possible, but if I am really in the mood for something like a Coke or a Fanta, I will spoil myself with it. And when I decide to buy something like that, it's definitely preference. What I like. I'm not a big fan of trying something new. I know I like Coke, so I usually buy Coke. And then in terms of food, the biggest thing for me is a trade-off between money and convenience. How easy is it to make the meal? And then depending on the recent meals I had, I will then decide on how healthy I want to eat. If I've eaten too unhealthy for the past few days, I'll try and go for something like some veggies or a salad or something like that. I try to keep it as balanced as possible, which is not always the case, though.
Oh, okay. Thank you, guys. Innocent, Innocent. Before you introduce yourself, let me just tell the team at the back that Ntokozo is struggling to communicate. With us, they must just call him and try and help him set up while we are carrying on. So just give me 1 second.
No problem.
I'm just going to get a glass of water, guys.
Okay, we're trying to get our Ntokozo connected, but we'll carry on. So Innocent, thank you very much. Sorry for the interruption there. Can you just introduce yourself? What do you do? Married, children? What do you do for fun? And maybe then let's talk about what drives your decision to buy foods and the types of foods that we are consuming.
Okay, so my name is Innocent Banda. I currently stay in Diepkloof in Soweto, and I work as a debt collector. So I'm still working from home I live with my girlfriend, and we have a 4-year-old daughter.
Okay.
And then I don't usually buy like a lot. It depends on usually when my choices derive from the effect that it's gonna have on my body, because I work out a lot, you know? So I can't just buy any drink. So usually it depends on the energy that I'm gonna get from that drink. And when I buy food, I don't really buy junk food a lot. It's not really healthy, so I don't eat junk food a lot. So I just look at the effect that it's gonna have on my body.
Okay, okay. No, thank you for that. Guys, what we're going
I don't
to
know if
do,
I don't know if I'm clear there.
yeah, no, you clear. Your video is a bit frozen, but it's fine. If you can hear me, it's important. And also one of the things that's important, Chris, Jurgen, Innocent, um, is the fact that what we're going to discuss today is about advertising, right? Television advertising in the area of unhealthy foods and sugary drinks. Now, if you think of any ad that you've seen on television, that ad started off as a concept. It started off on a storyboard. It started off as a cartoon, whereby they are trying to come up with the idea, the concept of what the ad is going to be. When all the research is done, they take the findings and they recraft and redesign and improve what the findings that they should look at. And then that ad gets made into a proper ad with proper actors, voices, music, and then we see it on TV as consumers. Now, today's discussion is about television advertising in the context of unhealthy foods and sugary drinks, but it's a storyboard format, because we're now going to discuss what works, what doesn't work, what do we see in the ad, and how we can improve it. Do we all understand each other?
I think so, yeah.
Great. So I just want to see if everybody's technology is working. Because, you know, when before COVID, I used to do this thing in a boardroom. Now we have to do it online. We just have to test the technology, because I'm going to show you the storyboard. We're going to do an evaluation on a poll, and then we're going to discuss it. So you will have the opportunity to see and hear the ad. You will have an opportunity to evaluate the ad and give me your answers, and then we have the opportunity to discuss it. Okay, so we're going to do a test run. The test run is just any ad that we've taken, and the idea is to see, can you see it and can you hear it? So you must just acknowledge to me that you can see it and you can hear it.
Sorry, can I just ask, can you guys still hear me clearly with my earphones on?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
We can.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to play you an ad. I just need you to say, tell me, can you see the ad and can you hear the ad? So yeah, I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay, Chris, Jurgen's Innocent, because can you guys see the screen that says wildlife in HD?
yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to play it for you.
Yes.
Okay, I'll stop sharing. Okay, so guys, you could see it. Sound was good.
Yes.
Okay, so now what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you a poll, an evaluation that you guys are going to fill in on your side, Depending on the device you use, it will come up as a list of questions with answer options. There's a 5-scale rating that you need to do from strongly agree to strongly disagree. You choose the answer that's applicable to you, and you either have a circle or a box that you must tick for the appropriate answer, and then press submit on your side. I will then get your scores on this side, and then we will go through that process. So now let's just carry on in terms of doing the poll. Okay. So Mtukozi has joined us now. Let me just do this. Mtukozi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear now.
Okay. So what I just need you to do is you can keep your video off if it's a problem. But we're going to do an evaluation test, right?
All right.
So I just need to test something for the benefit of the group. If you will allow me this 20 seconds, can I just play the ad again for Mtukozi to see? Guys, Chris, earphones?
Yes,
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
yes.
Mtukozi, we're just going to play an ad. I want you to watch it and tell me that you can see it and hear it. Here it goes. Please watch your screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, here we go. We're playing it. Okay. Okay. So as I explained in Tukozi, we will watch an ad, then you guys will evaluate the ad. I'm going to put up a list of questions that you guys need to answer by clicking on the answer you choose on the screen and then pressing the submit button. I'm going to put that on right now. And you should now on your screen see a list of questions that says, this ad that you saw, is the ad easy to understand? Please mark your answer and then press submit. Is the ad relevant? Mark your answer, submit. Did the ad teach you something new? You mark your answer, you submit. And question 4, is this ad an ad that would make you likely to talk to someone else about it? Mark the appropriate answer on a 5-point scale and then press submit. When everybody has submitted, just please tell me complete. Is everybody done?
Submitted.
Complete,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so then I can end it on my side. And then we will start a quick discussion. So guys, this is it. We're going to start now with the first ad that we are going to look at. I want you to watch this ad and then I'll ask you questions about it. Okay, Ntukozi, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, please watch the ad that will play. I will play the ad twice. I'm going to share my screen with you and play the ad twice.
What you see is what you get, they say. But what the unhealthy food industry means is, what they don't let you see is what you get. High in saturated fat, salt, and sugar? You're not sure what it means, but it's affordable and your family has eaten it for years, right? Until you're sitting at your doctor's hearing these news, wondering, why didn't they warn me up front? Because if you knew, you would have said, no thanks, that I do not want. It's time we knew the truth about what's in our food. Demand warning labels on unhealthy packaged food.
Okay, I'm going to play it again.
What you see is what you get, they say. But what the unhealthy food industry means is what they don't let you see is what you get. High in saturated fat, salt, and sugar? You're not sure what it means, but it's affordable and your family has eaten it for years, right? Until you sit at your doctor's hearing these news, wondering, why didn't they warn me up front? Because if you knew, you would have said, no thanks, that I do not want. It's time we knew the truth about what's in our food. Demand warning labels on unhealthy packaged food.
Okay, guys, now that you've seen the ad twice, we will now have an evaluation questionnaire that needs to be filled in. There are a list of 12 questions. So the evaluation is in two parts, the first 10 questions and then the last two. So we'll do the first 10 questions now. Okay, I will launch the survey. So here are the questions. There are 10 questions to be answered in the first one. How easy was this ad to understand? Was the ad believable? Is the ad relevant to you? Did the ad teach you something new? Did the ad make you to stop and think? Is this an ad that you would be likely to speak to someone about? Did this ad motivate you to have less unhealthy foods and sugary drinks? Did this ad increase your support for warning labels on the front of food and drinks packages that identify when that food and drink is unhealthy? Question 9. Did the ad motivate you to seek more information about what is in food when you eat? And question 10. Did this ad increase your support for government's action to reduce the consumption of unhealthy foods and sugary drinks in South Africa? Were you all able to answer all 10 questions?
I haven't finished yet.
No problem, Jurgens.
I was able to finish.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I'm done. Yes.
Okay, Innocent.
Yes, sir. Done.
Chris, you're done?
Yep.
Okay, Jurgens, you must just let me know.
Final question. Sorry, I just had some trouble with my mouse.
No problem.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, guys, I'm going to end the poll, and then I'm going to call up the last two questions that we have to do. Question 11 says, will this ad motivate me to take action, like signing a petition or sharing a message on social media to call on government to require companies to display clear front of package warnings on unhealthy foods? And question 12 would be, is this ad an effective ad on front of package labeling on the harms of sugary drinks and unhealthy foods? Please answer the applicable or appropriate answer for yourself, and then just tell me when everybody submitted. Everyone submitted?
Yeah.
I've submitted.
myself.
Okay, we can end the poll. Okay, guys, now we have an open discussion. So what I want from you now is your own thoughts, words. When I ask you the question, there's no specific order. If Jurgens might be speaking and someone wants to speak after him, please just raise your hand and I know that I can move around the screens in terms of coming to you to talk. So what I want you to think about now, we've seen the ad twice, and the question is, if I asked you to describe the ad in 1 or 2 words, what would you say this ad is to you? Describe it in 1 or 2 words. Jurgens, I'll start with you. What would you say this ad does, is 1 or 2 words?
It's difficult
It's an
in
eye-opener.
so few words. It does make me think a little, but it didn't change my life. That's how I would go with it. I know it's more than 2 words, but that's what I'll say.
Okay, well, we're gonna come back to exploring things in a little bit more detail. So I'm gonna hold that thought, Jurgens. Innocent. 1 or 2 words. What does this ad stick out for you or say? Or
So it's an eye opener for me, because now before I buy something, I have to check. I can now stop and check the contents at the back of the packaging. So now I have to check if it's an eye opener. Yeah.
Eye opener. Umtsokosi.
I can say I think it's an eye opener for me as well, and a cause for concern with the products we consume.
Okay. Eye opener, cause for concern. Chris, your 1 or 2 words for this ad.
I'm gonna say it's a strange advert for me, because often what you see or what you think you see, you don't actually get. Sometimes, more often than not, to be honest.
Okay.
So it's a strange how quickly it went from the lady buying in the shops to now she has diabetes because she bought a packet of yogurt. It's a bit strange for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Chris, and I'm gonna come to you because the next question deals with understanding of the ad. How easy was this ad for you to understand? You can get 2 spectrums. An ad can either be easy to understand, something in between, or it can be hell of a confusing.
Yeah.
For you, how would you describe that?
It was easy to understand because you could see what the lady was doing. You saw where she was after she bought the things. So it was easy to understand what was happening in that. But for me, it's still a strange advert.
Okay, still a strange advert. I'm gonna come back to you in exploring, and maybe I should explore it now. It's like when you say it's strange, is what was strange for you? If you can put it in a paragraph or sentence or 2.
Because it looked like the lady was doing her grocery shopping kind of vibes, and it looked like a taste test table that you do see in the shops. So I don't think that if I was gonna go and try chips in the shops, that I would end up going to the hospital to check if I've got diabetes. So for me, in terms of that, I think it's a weird. It started in the shops about the food, and then it went to the doctor. And I don't understand why.
Okay, so Chris, for you, that transition between the scene of her being in the shop and the next scene about her being in the doctor's was that quick of being 2 places as a result of something was just.
But I do understand it's an advert, so it needs to be in kind of quick time. So it makes sense in a way, but strange.
No problem. Mtukosi, for you, easy to understand, complicated, confusing?
Well, for me, it was easy to understand. As I said, it's somewhat a cause of a concern for me because, I mean, we consume these things every day, but then you don't think about the health aspects of it. It might affect you. Maybe in 10 years' time, you might be diagnosed with diabetes because you've been consuming these products, unaware of what you're consuming and what it's causing to your health. Like for instance, yogurt, we assume it's healthy, but then you saw it on the video and you're thinking, oh well, then if it's not healthy, then what is healthy?
Okay. Innocent for you, easy to understand, confusing. What would you say?
Well, like it was easy to understand because everything is just clear. I saw a picture that like she wanted to buy a packet of chips, and then she checked the contents at the back, and then she put it back. So it was not really hard to understand because of the displays, the pictures displayed on the ad. It was really easy to understand.
Okay, Jurgens, for you?
So I agree. It was easy to understand. But I have to say, I don't think that the message that they want to come across does come across as heavily as they want it. Like, I understand that what they want to say is the food that we're eating is not as is more unhealthy than what we think it is. But like the way they showed it with the diabetes in the doctor's office, I would rather see something that shocks me. Like, I want to see stats that show me this is how bad the things is that we are eating. Like, this is how much worse yogurt is than we thought it is. As soon as I see that, then I'll be like, oh, okay, wait, maybe I should actually listen now. Instead of just seeing someone looking at a packet of chips and then going to the doctor with diabetes, I would rather have the message come across a bit more straightforward and saying this is the issue. Look, chips are this unhealthy, and this much, at least this much more unhealthy than what people think they are.
Okay.
If you understand me.
Yeah. So you're saying easy to understand, but on the issue, and we'll come back to it a bit later as well when we talk about impact. But you're saying there are certain things that if you emphasize them in a certain way, it could give the ad more impact. But on the issue of understanding, everybody agrees that it was quite easy to understand.
Yeah, I understand it. Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to, every ad that we see on TV has some form of main message, something that it wants to communicate as the key message that it wants to deliver. Innocent, if I come to you, what would you say is the key message of this ad?
I think it's a warning. They're trying to warn us to check what we're really buying before we even make the decision to buy. Like we have to check first. So we need to know what we're buying first.
Okay.
We need to know the effect that it's going to have on our bodies before we buy that product. So that's what they're trying to. That's the message that they're trying to pass to us.
Okay, Chris, for you, the main message of the ad would be what?
Personal health.
Personal health.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else that you take out of that, out of the main message or messages out of the ad, Chris, for you? Or is that it?
The main message is that they're trying to advertise that the food is unhealthy. So they're trying to get it out there for people to see instead of having to look at the small print on the back. They want it to be a big label for everyone to see that it's unhealthy food.
Okay. Ntukosi, for you, the main message of the ad?
For me, the main message of the ad was that we should be aware of what we are consuming and how does it affect us now, or how will it affect us in the future.
Okay.
Basically.
Jurgens, for you, the main message?
So what I got out of the ad is that we don't know how bad the food is that we are eating, and we should somehow force the government to force companies to put labels of this on the food that we are eating. That's what I got out of it.
Okay. And if we think about, every ad that gets made is made for someone, consumers, but sometimes they've got a specific consumer in mind. If you think about that specific consumer, Mtukosi, who is this ad targeting? If you think about it.
If I think about it, it's really targeting the people who are, people who are health conscious. They know what to look out for in the labels. They know what's good, what's not, carbs, calories, whatever you name it. So I think it's for people who are not really health conscious, who like consume a lot of junk food, but then are not really aware of what they are putting in their body. And it's a warning for them that you need to be aware of the fact that if you are consuming this kind of things or products, this is what the end result might be in the near future.
Okay, and if I turn the tables around and I come back to you and ask you this, is this ad targeting you?
Yeah, does target me because I do consume quite a lot of junk food. But then you're not aware of those things, or you choose to ignore them or something like that. So
Okay,
it does
Jurgen,
speak to me. I would say that.
okay. Jurgen, for you, who do you think is the target market intended for this ad? And the follow-up question again to you would have been the same as well. Do you think it's targeting you?
Okay. So I think it targets anyone who buys any food, be it for yourself or not for yourself. But I have to say, I think that it's more closely targeted, maybe on because of the choice of people in the ad, and because that choice of people is consistent. I'd say more targeted at mothers who buy food for families. Maybe trying to specifically target them more closely. But I do feel that the ad is targeted as me as well, but not to a big extent. No.
Okay, okay. Innocent, yourself a target, a primary target market, and then is it targeting you? And then I'm going to come to Chris afterwards. So Innocent, you can start.
I think they're targeting everyone who's a consumer, because I think people really know what the effect is, from the product. They know they know that we can get sick from consuming certain products, but they still buy. They still buy anyway because it tastes good. So I think they're targeting everyone.
Cheap.
Okay,
Well, most people know, but they still buy.
okay. And then Chris, on your side, you
I
think that
think
I agree with what Jürgen said. I think it's targeted at moms or people that will do the grocery shopping.
okay,
So I personally don't feel that it's targeted towards myself.
okay. Is that because you're not the person buying the groceries in the house?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
That's the reason. Innocent,
That's the
sorry,
reason.
I might have cut you off. Were you still closing off on a point you were making, Innocent?
I was saying I feel like it is targeting me because I buy food in my household, so
Okay.
I make the buying choice.
Okay. And Innocent, do you think that this ad was giving you new information? Do you think it was teaching you something you didn't know?
Um, yes, but not really, because I'm one person who when I buy a product, I check uh, the contents that are on the product. Is like I said earlier, when I choose to buy a drink, I check the energy levels that I'm going to get from it. So I do check the contents that it has, but most people don't check. They just buy because it's gonna have.
Okay. Innocent, I just want you to be aware that your network was a bit going in and out. I don't know if it's the area or just a bit moving, but just let's see how it continues. But stay on the line. And Jurgen, what would you be saying if I said, did this ad teach you anything new?
I'd say no, because I feel I have quite a good understanding of what is healthy and what is not. Um, and when I buy junk food or I buy a Coke or whatever, I don't make that choice thinking it's healthy. I know it's unhealthy. If I eat it, if what would be, I think, more targeted at me is if they try to um, move the focus even more into the area of things that me, for example, the things that I think are healthy, how that they are also unhealthy. So, for example, if I buy something call it salad in Pick and Pay, maybe that if they show even the salad has gone through processes or whatever, and this is just, I'm balling, I've got no idea if it is in any way relevant. If they say even the salad that you buy is worse for you than you think it is because it has gone through certain processes, then I would be shocked, and then I would be more interested in what they have to say.
Okay. Chris, I see you agreeing with some of the top issues raised by Jurgen. Anything that you want to elaborate on and add to that?
I'm agreeing with him in the sense when I'm buying a Coke or a chocolate or whatever, I know that it's not healthy. It's a pleasure in a way. It's not something that I'm going to worry about. It's because I'm going to have a nice drink or something to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So to kind of sum up in terms of what Jurgen was saying is that new information will be telling me or teaching me about something that I thought was healthy, but was not actually healthy, when you can tell me about its processing or what goes in it. Jurgen, do I understand that correctly?
Yes, exactly. But the thing is, now what I have to add is, I don't know how the general public is up to date with, like, maybe there are people that think that a Coke is not unhealthy. So that's where the difference comes in. Maybe there are people who don't know what I know about how healthy or unhealthy food is. So then it's just a problem of knowing how deep to go into this. So maybe for some people this ad is applicable. Maybe some people had no idea that KFC is unhealthy, for example. I don't know. But from my side, that is true, yes.
Okay. So when it comes to believability, do you think this ad, in the manner in which it's done, is believable? Ntukosi, is this ad believable to you, and what makes it believable? What do you attach to that?
Yeah, to me it is believable because I mean we are aware of these things. The fact that, as I think you can said, is that fact that when you're consuming a Coke or a chocolate or a yogurt, you already know that it's junk. It's not healthy. So you know if it's not healthy for your body, that means at some point in time it's gonna make you sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Innocent, for you, is this ad believable?
Yes, it is believable. As Mtosi said, sometimes we know that the food is not healthy for us. Eventually, we're gonna get sick. It's gonna affect us in a way, but we still choose to consume because it tastes good. So it is believable.
Okay. And then yourself?
It's believable, yes.
Okay. Chris, you disagree, agree?
I'm gonna go against everyone, and I disagree that it's not. I don't think it's believable because
Okay.
in the advert, the lady looked at the box or whatever it was, then she looked at it and she put it back on the shelf. I feel like she's not buying all of those things for herself. She's buying it for the household. And if I'm gonna go and do grocery shopping and I'm gonna look at a box of cereal or Cocoa Pops or whatever, and it's got chocolate in it, I'm not gonna put it back because it's unhealthy. I'm gonna put it in the trolley and I'm gonna get it because my child or whoever is gonna eat it in the house. I'll eat it. So I don't believe it's believable.
Okay. So Chris, for you, it's about the, and tell me if I'm understanding it correctly, that it's about the pleasures and the taste and the enjoyment of the product, and you're saying that you're not necessarily going to deprive yourself from the pleasures of the product.
A little luxury in the morning or whenever. I don't believe that. Like even a yogurt is healthy, but if you're gonna have a strawberry yogurt, it's gonna have a bit more sugar than a plain yogurt.
Okay.
But I don't think you're gonna put it back because it's got some strawberries in it.
Okay. So it comes to the point then of saying, some ads you can watch it and it's a passerby, you carry on with life. Some ads you watch them and they really make you sit and think. And they get your attention to the point that you even tell others about this ad. This ad, is it one that one could say it will make you stop and think, or it will make you stop and speak to other people about the message in the ad? Jurgen?
No, it won't. Like I said, I understand the message. I agree with the message, but the information didn't shock me necessarily. If they can show information, like I mentioned earlier, that shocks me, for example, the salad thing, like don't believe, as soon as it says you might think the salad you buy from Pick and Pay is healthy, but it isn't. As soon as I'll see something like that, then it'll catch my attention, and I might talk to people and say, listen, guys, be careful or whatever. So this ad didn't catch my attention.
Okay, Innocent, for you?
No, I don't think I would want to discuss the ad with anyone because, as I mentioned earlier, people know about they know about these things, but they still choose to consume the product. So
Okay.
they should.
It would pop up in conversation, but I feel it's not as strong as to be something that the fact that it's in cartoon first, it would pop up in conversation, Jay, but then not as a topic. But if had they made maybe used it like use actual people and showed us as well as the effects of if a person has diabetes, what are those? How does diabetes affect you and stuff like that?
Okay. Because you might have been connected at that time when we just had technical issues. What I did say to the guys and is that this ad will be a final ad with real people, real music, real actors, real characters. This is just the study for the research so that we can have an idea and discuss it and make improvements on what we've come up with. So I've noted that point, but it will not, that will not be the finished product. So
all right then.
So Chris, is this an ad you would talk about? Tell others about?
I don't think I'll tell a lot of people, but I'll tell my girlfriend about the whole market research, and I'll tell her about all the ads and everything like that. But I won't go into detail and say that it's a good ad and everything like that.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that maybe not take the discussion from this research, but if this ad played on TV next week Friday, real people.
Then if I see that ad and I say I know what this ad's actually about, then maybe I'll discuss it with people.
Okay. So I want to move to the fact of saying, okay, does this ad change in any way your attitude towards unhealthy foods and sugary drinks as products? Does this ad make you want to do something? Do you get a message that this ad is trying to make you do something as a consumer, and what is that? So let's Jurgens, if you think, or let me start with Innocence. I'll come to you, Jurgens. I want to know, does this ad change your attitude towards unhealthy foods and sugary drinks, Innocence?
Yes, it does. It does, but I think like my attitude already was because I don't eat a lot of junk food already because I know that they're not healthy, and I already check contents of the products that I'm buying, and so I know already. So I don't think it's really gonna change my attitude towards, because already it's not gonna change my attitude.
Okay. Chris, for you, your attitude towards it and a change behavior in how you buy going forward, does this ad have impact there?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think it will change my attitude towards buying, because I think I don't have diabetes. I don't think that anyone in my families have ever had diabetes. So I don't know if I will be a threat to that. Like I will get affected by that. Okay. So it won't change how I spend or buy. No.
Okay. Jurgens, for you?
No. Mainly because I don't feel like I learned anything new out of it. like I said, I feel like I know which foods generally are healthy and unhealthy. And because I didn't learn anything new necessarily that will affect me at this moment, um, it won't change anything now.
Okay. Ntukosi, you?
For me, I think it will because we at this age we are at right. I'm 29, so if I see a person who's like 45, they're still young, but then they saying they've got diabetes, then this I usually ask myself, how do you get it? Because the information is not really there how people get the disease. So now it will definitely change because now obviously I need to change my behavior now so it doesn't affect me in the future.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And I just want to try and understand something before we move on, and it was just a thought that came up now. Was if we think about how the cycle actually started for us to buy unhealthy foods, there's always a trigger, and then we can perpetuate it in our behavior and us doing it constantly over time. But what do you guys think has contributed to people buying unhealthy foods and sugary drinks and continuing that vicious cycle? Chris, what is it for you? And then I'm going to come to you, Tukosi.
For me, it's the success of those companies. They are big companies. You'll see them all over the place with ads, and I think that plays a part in a person's like mindset when buying things in the shops. Like if you see a Coke, you'd rather buy a Coke instead of a no name brand Cola.
Okay. So you
I
saying
feel like the success.
the role that advertising has played
Yes,
kind of like push consumers in terms of their
that's what I
behavior.
think. Yeah.
Okay. Ntukosi?
Um, Personally, I feel like I'd agree with Chris. Firstly, the fact that these companies they invest a lot of money in advertising, and like whenever I'd make an example with Coke, for instance, like you'll never see a person drinking Coke. They are sad. It what they show you is the fact that you'll be happy. You when you see people drinking a Coke or eating a chocolate, they are happy. So it triggers something in you that if I do this, eat this, drink that, it's gonna make me happy. And the food is cheap. So a healthy food is like quite expensive. So most people can't afford. So we end up buying the things that are not healthy because I mean they are affordable. We can with whatever money we have, we can buy a lot with less money. So we end up not by choice, by circumstance. We end up buying these things actually that if all these things are processed, but the ones that are not processed, they are very expensive to buy. So it goes to the fact that we can't afford. I would say some of us can't afford this expensive healthy food.
Okay. So you are saying advertising, convenience, price and
Affordability.
affordability
Yeah.
of that, and the comparison between healthy foods and unhealthy foods, and that expense, from a pricing point of view, makes certain things not affordable, even if you wanted to eat healthy. There's that kind of financial constraint that some people have. Jurgens, what do you think is that trigger to this journey?
I agree with everything that's been said until now. The advertising is a big thing. It's cheaper, I think. Junk food is cheaper generally. But another thing I'd like to add is the taste. Junk food tastes good. Coke tastes good. So that's a big thing as well.
Okay, okay. Innocent, anything that you want to add to what the guys have said that hasn't been mentioned?
Yeah, so like I grew up in a township, so in the townships there's like quota, it's 15 rand, it's just around the corner. So junk food is accessible. It's everywhere, it's cheap, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's that.
Okay,
It's
just
not
for
really.
the sake of our clients and for the group to understand, the quarter is like a half loaf of bread that's kind of like been hollowed out and filled with bologna and cheese and different ingredients that is put in, and then you put the bread back again and you eat half the bread with all those stuff in. So just for the benefit, when we say a quarter, it's that meal. But thanks a lot for that, guys. I wanted to ask you now. Earlier, we speak about, government has got all these initiatives that they want companies to adhere to better regulation, put more labeling, inform people about what is being eaten. Do you think that this ad increases or decreases or doesn't really have an impact on you supporting government to, kind of like to encourage businesses to do better labeling? So would this ad make you more supportive of government initiatives or less or have no impact at all? Jurgens, what would you say?
It will make me support that initiative, yes, more definitely. I would like to see more of labeling and stuff, even though I have an idea of what I feel like is healthy or not. I definitely would like to prefer more information, but I have to say, as long as it doesn't take a lot of effort. As long
Okay.
as I don't have to go somewhere and do something, if I can just quickly on a website sign my name down, I'll do it.
Okay.
But yes, I agree with that. Yes.
Okay. Ntukozo, would this ad impact your support for government in a high, low, medium way?
It would affect. I would actually support the government actually forcing the companies to be transparent in. So when you consume something, you know what you're putting in your body, and put it in like layman's term, easy words for the men on the street to understand. Gucci. If I'm drinking this, if I'm eating this, this is what I'm actually putting in my body. So
Okay.
more transparency, yeah, and the government should have to force these companies which are doing business in the country to be more transparent in what's in the food. As the others did say that what you see is not what you get with most of these products.
Okay. Innocent, for you, your support for government, would it be high, low, medium? Would this ad increase, decrease, stay the same?
It would be high, definitely, because I think though most people know what the products have, what effect the product has on their bodies, but I don't know if it will have much of effect. But I support the government to force these companies to be more transparent in displaying what the product contains.
Okay. And I think maybe to ask Chris this question. Chris, what would this ad do in any way towards the companies who are producing these foods? Does it make you see them any differently? Does it change your attitude towards them in any way? Those companies who are producing foods who are deemed unhealthy, those companies who are producing drinks who are deemed unhealthy and sugary. Does this ad do anything for you towards those companies?
No, I don't think so. Like, if I'm honest with you, I don't know what the logo looked like for what the government are going to use to show what's unhealthy and what is healthy. I don't know. It was in the ad, but I don't remember who is it, what does the logo look like. So I don't think it will impact how the companies will run. I don't think it will impact them at all.
Okay. Innocent, for you, your attitude towards those companies, does this ad do anything for you towards the companies who are producing these fast foods? I mean, these unhealthy foods and beverages.
No, there's no effect to me.
Okay.
Yes.
Jurgens, for you?
I think at least until like no immediate effect from the government comes through, I don't think it will have an effect. I think they won't care until the government actually says, okay, you guys have to put the labeling on there. But up until then, I don't think it will have a big difference now.
But in terms of your attitude towards those companies, does your attitude in any way change as a result of the ad? That's creating awareness of labeling and unhealthy foods and sugary drinks. So your attitude to Coca-Cola, or let's say Coke, I'm using an example. Let's say Coke was seen as high in sugar, unhealthy drink. Does this ad change in any way your attitude towards Coca-Cola?
No.
Okay, okay. And when it comes to advertising, you know, you've got an ad, you've got 30 seconds, 60 seconds to put an ad up. Sometimes the question becomes, one is maybe, was there any scene in the ad that you thought was inappropriate, irrelevant, had just no effect, that stood out, that you kind of like said, well, nah, that was not appropriate, or that was not good language, or that was not, that would be offensive. Was there anything that kind of like disturbed you guys with relation to this ad that we saw, that was on a negative from an imagery presentation point of view, and words or phrases or scenes?
Not for me, no.
Okay.
I can't say that anything offended me or stood out as bad in any way. No, I can't say so.
Do the other guys agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Not really. So to me, there's a part where they mentioned. I think they showed that someone got diabetes from consuming sugary drinks. I think that was a bit offensive to some people who have diabetes, because I think some people get it because of like from family genes. They don't really get it, because there's a lot of people that I know around me. Not that they don't live a healthy life, but they still get they still get diabetes.
Okay. Okay, so in essence, what you're saying is that the association now that sugary drinks or certain foods will always lead to diabetes was for you maybe the issue that says not all people who've got diabetes got it from eating.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. But then if we think about, you know, that it wasn't really offensive, no language issues, we think it's fine racially, culturally, everybody would understand it. What do you think is the scene that had the highest impact that you remember that stands out in this ad? Which scene would that be?
So where the lady like took the packet of chips and checked the contents and then put it back on the shelf.
Okay, so that
That
seems
was,
for you is the highest impact, most memorable. Ntukosi, which scene for you?
What the offensive parts of, or the what stood out for me?
Okay, do you have maybe something that was offensive for you?
Well, I would agree with Innocent. It might, because the only thing that stood out was the fact that, like, the message that it conveys, eating junk food gives you diabetes. So it might be offensive to people who are currently dealing with the disease of diabetes. Rather, what they can do is maybe list, rather than be specific to diabetes, they can rather list things that might, how it might affect you health wise, and include diabetes, not just put it out there, because I'm sure it just doesn't cause diabetes only, it causes other things as well.
Okay, okay. And then scenes that you think were most memorable and stood out, the scenes that you maybe liked, or you know, kind of like of the ad. Tukosi, what would you say is that?
It's the fact that when I saw the lady taking I think it's the chips from the shelf and reading what's on the label. So it means she is aware and she knows what she's looking for on whatever product she wants to buy. She knows what types of vitamins or other stuff included that's in the product. So she is aware. So that means the education is there. It's just that some people choose to use it or not use it.
Okay, Jurgens, for you, the scene that
This
most memorable impact.
definitely the scene with the doctor, the diabetes. Just because that's what it all boils down to. That's where the shock should come in, is the fact that whatever you eat, whatever you consume, boom, diabetes. That's what caught my eye definitely the most. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, just want to share a screen again, and I want you to just look at. Okay. Can you guys see?
Yes, I can
Yes.
see.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Let me just not the right one. Let me just stop sharing. Go back again and share with you. Where is my? I just want to get the right document here. Okay, let me just get, sorry. I just wanna, let's go to the PowerPoint. No, this is the wrong one. They don't, I'm supposed to be up front. This is the wrong one. We're just getting the right,
No problem.
okay, file. Okay, right, you know that you throw in your own code. This one will be file too. Okay. Guys, just give me a second. Come on, yeah. Ian. Okay, come on, smart. Next one. Sorry guys, let me just open again. Okay, recent. Okay, so are you guys? Can you guys see this slide?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay, let me go up and share again. Share my screen. Sorry for that, guys. Are you? Okay. Guys, can you see that screen?
Yes.
Be upfront.
The document
Yeah.
viewer, yes.
Do you see the document file or do you see a PowerPoint slide?
No, I can't see it.
I can only see the documents
Okay.
in the file.
Okay, we're just gonna go out because I just want to show you a slide. Must first share within the. So I want to know how do I get to this. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Be upfront.
Okay, be upfront, yes. So that is the slogan to the ad, right? The ad says be upfront, and basically just what I want to quickly test with you is what do you think of the slogan? Is it attention grabbing? Is it memorable? What does it convey to you? Jurgens, what does be upfront as a slogan convey to you?
Um, not that much actually. Does this now the slogan? Do I have to talk as if I haven't seen the ad, or because I have seen the ad?
Because you have seen the ad in connect in kind of like in conjunction with the ad, there's a slogan line that says be upfront.
Yes, I guess I understand the connection, but I can't say it. I don't feel like it's a great and amazing name to the ad. I have to say the slogan. But I can see the connection obviously between the ad that they want the companies to be more upfront about the information that they put on their packaging. But I can't say it's an amazing slogan, no.
Okay, and then innocent for you, the tagline, slogan line, be upfront in relation to this. Is it memorable, eye-catching? Does it confuse you, and do you think of other things when you see be upfront?
But I think it's perfect. It's memorable and it's eye-catching, and it's a good command for these companies to be upfront. Just be upfront.
Okay, Chris, your thoughts?
I feel like it needs more. I feel like it's not enough to join it to the ad. And honestly, the lady looks confused at what she's looking at, so it doesn't work for me.
Okay, so you say you would want something stronger, be upfront on its own, doesn't really land.
Yeah.
Please, while I'm asking Ntukozo, if you have something to add to the be upfront that could make it stronger, maybe you can suggest it, but or anyone in the group that wants to suggest something on the be upfront part. Ntukozo, does this tagline slogan, is it eye-catching for you? Does it grab your attention?
Now that I've seen the ad, it does connect, but then I feel they could use other words, like be more transparent, something that relates to the product and what the message that they're trying to convey with regards to being healthy and whatever. So be upfront, it doesn't really work for me. It wouldn't like connect with me.
Okay.
They if they use this be upfront, then they may need to add other lines like be upfront with what's in the product, whatever. So they can't just use these two lines. If it's two lines, maybe it should be something like be more transparent or something.
Okay. So you're saying there might be additional words that might be needed to say what people need to be upfront with, that you feel the word transparency might be a stronger word to say
Yes.
be transparent,
Yes.
could work harder and to explain what needs to be done.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna now move immediately to the second ad, and then we'll go through the process again. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and then again the similar process would apply. I'm gonna show you the ad twice. We're gonna quickly do the evaluation and then move forward to just discussing it and then end off our discussion for this afternoon. So I'll share my screen with you right now. We will go to where it is. Okay. Do you guys see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm going to play the ad and then we'll play it twice.
I know that breakfast is the most important meal of our day. I know little Temba and I share strawberry yogurt as our favorite snack. I know that a quick lunch gives me the boost I need to keep going. I also know Funisi might decide to pop in at any time and we can enjoy a cool drink at the end of our meal. But if we'd been told how much sugar, salt, and saturated fat was in our food and how sick I could get, I could have made better choices. Demand warning labels on unhealthy packaged food.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm playing it again.
I know that breakfast is the most important meal of our day. I know little Temba and I share strawberry yogurt as our favorite snack. I know that a quick lunch gives me the boost I need to keep going. I also know Funisi might decide to pop in at any time and we can enjoy a cool drink at the end of our meal. But if we'd been told how much sugar, salt, and saturated fat was in our food and how sick I could get, I could have made better choices. Demand warning labels on unhealthy packaged food.
Okay, guys. Now we will go to the poll to evaluate our ad. I will bring it up on the screen for you right now. And as I launch it, you will start seeing the first 10 questions. So this ad that you saw, how easy was it for you to understand? Is the ad believable? Is the ad relevant to you? Did the ad teach you something new? Did the ad make you to stop and think? Would you be likely to talk to someone else about the ad? Does it motivate you to have less unhealthy foods and sugary drinks? Does the ad increase your support for warning labels on the front of food and drinks packages that identify when that food and drink is unhealthy? Does the ad motivate you to seek more information about what is in the food that you eat? And then did the ad increase your support for government's action to reduce consumption of unhealthy foods and sugary drinks in South Africa? Has everyone been able to successfully submit their answers?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now we will go to the last two questions. And that will be, would the ad motivate you to take action such as signing a petition, sharing message on social media to call on government to require companies to display clear front of package warnings on unhealthy foods? And lastly, is it an effective ad? Is this an effective ad on front of package labeling on harms of sugary drinks and unhealthy foods? Please just let me know that everybody's been able to submit their answers.
I've done it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we have completed that and we immediately go right into the discussion of saying, again, when it comes to that one or two words, now I'll start with Jurgens who earlier on also started this part of the conversation. I'm going to pick on you again. If you could do it in one or two words, this ad that we just saw, what would it be?
I'd say slightly eye-catching.
Slightly eye-catching. So okay,
Yes.
we've got slightly eye-catching, and I'll come to explore a little bit more about why you say so. Innocent, your one word or two words.
Again, it's an eye opener.
Again, eye opener for you, Chris.
For most of the ad, I would say normal living.
Normal living.
Apart from when the lady's lying on the floor and yeah.
So your words
Because-
are normal living.
Yeah, seems to be normal.
Okay, and then Mtukodi.
My one word, I think it's scary.
Scary.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go into a bit more detail, and maybe you've given me the words. I'm going to ask you the question on understanding. Is this ad easy to understand or confusing? So if I start with you, Chris, is this ad easy to understand or confusing?
It's a bit confusing for me because for the majority of the ad, I didn't feel as though any of that would cause someone to fall down and have diabetes. So for me, that's confusing because everything that was shown is what would happen in a normal day's life for most people.
Okay.
Breakfast, cereal in the morning, lunch for a sandwich for lunch, yogurt for a snack, and Coke around the dinner table.
Okay.
For me, that would be it. It's normal.
Okay.
Unless you're doing it every single day, I don't think you get diabetes.
Okay. So Chris, you're saying for you with the confusing part is that for you it seems like it's something is immediate. The consumption of all those.
Like she was fine throughout the day, and then she just collapsed and had diabetes because she had a Coke and a yogurt.
Okay. Chris, I'm also going to play devil's advocate on this just to understand. So if the ad is meant to communicate that the ultimate impact of the continuous or over time, the purchase, the eating of unhealthy foods and sugary drinks will lead to diabetes, does the ad do a good job in communicating that message, that current behavior now might lead to future impact?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, thanks a lot. So, Jurgens, for you, how did you, in understanding?
I think I understood the ad. I understood the message that they wanted to convey. I have to say now, I don't know how the reaction is when you get diabetes. If it is as bad as they showed it there, where suddenly you're standing and the next moment you're falling over in agony, if that is how diabetes is, I'm a bit shocked, I must say. I didn't know it's like that. I honestly thought it's a bit more of a gradual thing where you feel lightheaded and tired a lot and stuff, and then you go in and they test your blood and you have diabetes. So I think that if I am correct, that is a bit of an over-exaggeration in the ad. But I do get the message that, and that speaks a little more to me than the previous ad, like the things you can just do throughout a normal day do affect you more than you think they do. And that's message I get from that ad quite nicely, yes.
Okay. Mtukozi, for you, understanding of this ad?
Yeah, this ad out, I agree with you again. It's much more strong. It sends a much more stronger message than the first ad. In a sense that they show us things that we take like if you're buying those small yogurts for the kids to carry whether in school or with the cereal, you don't really think much about the fact that it's unhealthy. You just think, oh well, it's cereal, it must be healthy, and it's like it's in our daily lives, so you don't really put much thinking into it, but then at the end of the day it does affect you, and diabetes is it's very real, and some people I know, some you get your legs amputated, fingers, that's how bad it is. So if you think about it, and the fact that most of the food we actually consume without even thinking twice has these unhealthy bits in it, it's very scary, as I said.
Okay. And then innocent for you, understanding, easy to understand, confusing?
I think it's easy to understand. It shows that though breakfast is the most important meal of the day, what you eat still matters. So we need to check what we eat either way. And also, even the smallest of things, even the smallest of products can affect our health. It shows.
Okay, so let's link this what we're now talking about in terms of we all speak about the message, the message, the message. What is this key message that this ad is trying to communicate? Mtukozi, what is the key message for you of this ad?
The key message is we should look at what we're eating and what's in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Innocent, for you, the key message?
We need to watch what we eat, and we need to know what we eat.
Need to know what we need to watch what we eat, and we need to know what we eat. Chris, for you, the key message of this ad.
I do agree with what they're saying,
Okay.
but is the ad for a logo to go on for people to know what's inside? Because I feel like you already know what you have inside your it's on the box. It's all written down what's inside your product already. So you know what you're getting. I don't see why this company or the government with this logo will change anything.
Okay. So if I play devil's advocate, Chris, and I ask you the question, if the campaign or the ad is meant to create awareness amongst consumers about what they eat and the things that are inside of what they eat, does this ad do a good job in creating that awareness or making people think about it?
I think in terms of making people think about it, yes, it does.
Okay.
But with everything else that you mentioned, I don't think it does.
Okay. So more importantly for me, the question is, does this ad make you stop to think about what is in the food that you're eating? You,
No.
as Chris.
No, because like I said, that for me, it's normal living. It's normal for me to have a bowl of Rice Krispies, then have a yogurt and a sandwich in the day. It's normal.
Okay. Jurgens, for you, the key message of this ad.
So for me, what I take out of this ad is that things that we take as normal, as Chris mentions, maybe has a bigger effect on our health than we realize.
Okay. Okay. So again, when it comes to the target market, who is this ad targeting primarily? Jurgens, for you, who's this ad targeting?
I think this ad targets a wider range of people. I can't think of a group specifically because I do feel like it is targeted at me as well, because I think every person goes through a day with their normal food habits. And for me, I think that's pretty much then everyone who everyone.
Okay, Chris, for you?
I think it's still the people that are buying the groceries
Okay.
in the house, the same as the first.
Same as the first, Ntukosi?
I feel like it's targeting everyone who buys food or anything, who consumes food. Basically, it targets everyone because it showed some people they like cereal in the morning. So everyone it targets because we all have some things that we consume that are not healthy, or we don't know what's in them.
Okay. And then Innocent, for you, who do you think is the main primary target audience for this ad?
So it targets the people who make the buying choice, either for their family or for themselves.
Okay. And then did this ad teach us anything new? Innocent, was there new information? Did this ad teach you anything new?
Yes, it did. So I saw that there was a box of cereal. I didn't know that could affect you as well.
Okay.
So I didn't know. Yeah.
Chris, for you, anything new? New information? Anything there?
Nope, not at all.
Ntakosi?
Not really new information, but it taught me that we should mainly watch what we feed to the kids because we are responsible for their health. For us, it's my choice. If I choose to buy Coca-Cola, I know what I'm getting, but a kid doesn't know. So
Okay.
it taught me that we should, as parents, we should watch out to what we give to the kids.
Okay, Jurgens, for you,
Well, if that is how diabetes is, or how that results in, falling over in agony. That is definitely new information for me. But other than that, I'd say it's new. No, I wouldn't say it's new information. No.
Okay. Okay. But based on what we saw and based on the key message, and is this ad believable? I know that Chris says, you know, the whole thing about your normal day of life, and then you don't just end up on the floor or being sick. Is this ad believable? Jurgens, for you, is it believable?
Yes, I think it is believable. Like I said, I would prefer seeing some more statistics together with the ad, because if they're making these claims that this completely normal food that we eat each day might result in a serious health issue, which I think it's a possibility, yes, but I would rather see numbers saying that how bad a sandwich is that you eat, how much worse it is than you actually initially thought. But I do feel like how she fell over in agony is a bit of an over exaggeration, which does slightly affect the believability.
Okay. And then, Mtukuza, yourself, when it comes to believing this message, is the ad doing a good job in is the ad believable?
Yes, yes, I feel it's believable. But for, as Jürgen said, for it to be like really effective, it would have to be like a string of ads from this one company or the government. It would have to be a string of ads. Maybe one shows that statistics, and the other shows what sicknesses you might get, and what bad ingredients are actually in these products, and the amount that you are consuming. Maybe when you are consuming that small yogurt, how much bad are you doing yourself or the kid or whatever.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
if we look at it again, we say, you know, believability, right? Does this ad have talkability though? You know, would this be an ad that we would talk to others about, or that impact isn't so high, or what did you say? Chris, if I can come to you and I ask you, would this ad make you talk to others about the ad when you saw it, the real ad now, not this cartoon, the real ad when it comes on TV, would it make you talk to other people about it?
No, I don't think so. I think back to the previous question, I think it has a long-term believability, but not like in the same ad. Like Intercourse said, I think it's got a long-term believability. If you eat like that every day, you could get diabetes in 5 years or whenever long. I don't think I would talk to people about it though. So no.
Okay. Innocent, for you, would this ad make you talk or have conversation? After seeing the ad on TV, would this ad make you talk about it?
Yes, it will make me talk about it because I think I need to warn people around me that they need to start living better, eating better. And regarding the previous question, I don't think it's well it is believable though, because but most of the people that I know that have diabetes, I've never seen them end up on the floor. But I think as Chris and Tosis mentioned, I think it should have a long-term effect. It should show that how you choose to live is going to affect you in the long run. It's not something that's going to affect you just after a few weeks of eating unhealthy breakfast or snacks.
And what does this ad do for us in terms of our attitude? Because we all understand what are unhealthy foods. We all understand what are sugary drinks. So does this ad do anything towards changing your attitude and behavior moving forward when it comes to buying unhealthy foods and sugary drinks? Let me start with Mtukozi. Does this ad, what does this ad do for you when it comes to attitude towards the food, but also future behavior when it comes to buying unhealthy foods and sugary drinks?
Well, personally, yeah, it does teach me something along those lines. Then it does influence change behavior. Maybe not stop completely because you might suffer some other things, but change behavior, consume less and less and less. Teach yourself that if you were consuming like junk food every day, teach yourself to consume once a week. Then once your body maybe used to that, then you stop complete and every time you do your shopping, opt for healthier stuff that doesn't have all these sugars and stuff. And with I'll just because I wanted to answer the previous question as well. This would help if as an ad, like to me since I've got a kid, hey, like if it's playing every now and then, if I'm watching the thing with the kid, the ad with the kid, maybe we're going to then we go shopping, then they say but daddy, I want this, but then I can tell them as a topic starter and say, but you can't consume this. Did you see what it does? It will make you sick. So it would be I think it would be a very effective ad in a sense of growing your kids and teaching them, raising your kids and teaching them how to be healthy and stuff.
Okay, okay. Thanks for that. Jurgens, your thoughts on this ad having impact on attitude towards the types of products, types of food, but also future behavior?
I have to say, as is, probably not, no. Because the sugary drinks that they're referring to in the video is something I don't drink often anyway. And when I drink it, I do know the health risks that go together with it. But for example, just the classic sandwich that they had shown, or the yogurt in the morning, if that does have as big an effect on the final health of the lady who fell over, that then will make a difference. But not as is. I would like to see stats confirming that. I would like to see a table that says if you like how badly this single sandwich does actually affect you. Because personally, I don't think a sandwich with cheese and some lettuce on it is very unhealthy. So if they show me stats that say, "Oh, this is actually very horrible," then it might actually change my attitude towards those types of food.
Okay, okay. And then, that still thinking about that impact, and when we think about now government policy, government regulation, government initiative, does this add increase, decrease, or have no effect on you wanting to support government to ensure that there is better labeling and warning labels on products for consumers to see? Chris, for you, what does this ad do in terms of, let's call it government support from your side?
Don't think it helps me want the government to put advertising on the products. I don't think it has impacts enough for me to want to worry about that type of thing.
Okay, Jurgens, for you?
I think I will be slightly more leaning towards that, yes, because if I hadn't seen the ad and someone would have asked me that, it wouldn't have been important to me. But I think after seeing the ad, I might just feel that, yes, actually, it is definitely more important to see these labels that exactly tell you what is in the food. So yeah, I'd say yes.
Okay, Innocent, for you, supporting government's initiative, this ad specifically?
Yes, 100%. Because most people don't know what's on the product, and they don't even check the back of the packaging. So they need to see it needs to be clear on the product.
Okay. So it maybe just to that point now, and then I mean the other guys can, as you answer this new point, if there's something you want to add to answer the previous question I asked, you can do so. But now I want to know, in terms of offensiveness language, inappropriateness, or anything in the ad that you didn't like? Was there anything that stood out to cause of for you that could have been offensive, inappropriate, or a scene that just was that you didn't like? Was there something there, or is there something there in this ad?
No, there's nothing really. Nothing is offensive. Everything seems okay.
Okay. Any points that anyone wants to raise to what they found possibly inappropriate, insensitive in the ad? Okay. If not, then what would you then say is the scene that was the anchor, the scene that was most memorable, and or something that you liked most in the ad? Jurgens, for you?
I'd say the fact that the whole ad just depicts stuff that is completely normal in all of our lives. That's what took an effect on me, because we usually take those for granted in terms of what bad effects they can have on us as well.
Okay. Mr. Koza, for you, something memorable, something positive, good that you recall or that stands out from a scene?
Um, Something that stood out for me is the fact that the foods that we consume every day that we deem as normal are actually not 100% good for our health.
Okay. Chris, for you?
I agree with but that both of them. So I don't really have much to add. It's just plain and simple.
Okay, Innocent, you?
Okay, for me, it's the breakfast part. Was most people know that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but they don't check what they eat. So I think
Okay.
they showed us there that even the food that we didn't know could affect us, it can be harmful to our health.
Okay. 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 Again, we're just going to look at slogans. The slogan that this ad is now closely associated with. I'm going to share the screen with you. I just want to get it up. Can you see time to know?
Yes.
Yes, can see it.
So if we think about this tagline slogan, time to know, what do you, what would you say, is this a memorable one? Is it eye-catching? What does it convey to you as a tagline being used for this concept, time to know? Chris, if I can start with you, anything that you would like to advance to start off the discussion?
I think this will be a bit more effective than the previous one.
Okay.
But I think it also still needs more. What do we need to know? What do we need to know about? So watching the ad, I understand the slogan will work with the ad.
Yes.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay. So you're saying watching the ad, if you know the ad and you see the slogan, it will work. Even though when you just see time to know, there is the question of time to know what, or wanting to fill in the additional word that maybe should still be added to the time to know. Innocent, for you, time to know?
Time to know. So when I look at the picture, I see the lady. She looks like she's in pain. I think it's a good one because it shows that um, she's in pain. She was enjoying the food. It was nice, and at the end of the day, these are the effects. It got to
Okay.
that point where she's in pain.
But do you find it eye-catching or attention-grabbing?
Yes, it is attention grabbing.
Okay, okay. Jurgens, for you?
I think it's a good slogan. Yes,
Okay.
I think so.
And you find that it's strong, but and as a slogan, what does it motivate for you? What do you think It's what feelings does it actually create for you?
I think it insinuates the fact that we don't actually know enough about what we consume, and it says it's about time we know this stuff. That's the general idea that I get from the slogan.
Okay. And then who do we still have? Ntokozi, what do you think of this slogan? Is it memorable? Is it eye-catching? Does it work strong enough for this campaign and this ad associated to that?
I agree with Chris on this one. The slogan is fine. It's much more stronger than the previous one, but they could add time to know what. Because like if I came in the room and this ad was playing and this is the last part that I see, time to know, I won't even know what the ad was about. Maybe they can put the lady and maybe like split the screen in two, put the sick lady and put the products on the side, and what are we trying to know, what message are they trying to convey? Because this is just a sick lady, but then if you didn't see the whole ad you wouldn't know what was the ad about or whatever.
Okay. So now in as we come to the end of the discussion closely, I'm going to now ask you to reevaluate. Now, we've discussed each ad individually to say what works, what doesn't work, what we like, what don't we like. Now we're going to go through an evaluation process whereby you will see questions being asked and options being given for 4 ads. But please remember, for our research to this afternoon, we only watched 2 ads. I will continue to remind you that that is concept 1 and concept 3. Their names are concept 1 was be upfront. The second one, concept 3, was time to know. So for every question that is being asked to you, your answer option should be only between option 1 on concept 1 and concept 3, because those were the only 2 that we were exposed to. So as you fill in this last poll for me, there are 8 questions on it. Please select the correct one between 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 3 and 1, 1 and 3. That's the only 2 that we evaluate. I'm going to put up the poll.
Was the second ad we saw, was that 3?
Yeah, that was 3. The first one, be upfront, was 1. The second one was concept 3, time to know. And I will put up the poll, the questions for you now. So when it comes to the evaluation, it says to you, which one of the ads you've seen would you be most likely to talk about with someone else? Concept 1 or concept 4? Right? So you answer that one. Which one would you say was the least? So it's the inverse. Was the least likely that you would talk about, 1 or 3, question 2, 1 or 3. Then question 3 says, overall, which one of the ads would be most likely to increase your support for warning labels on the front of food and drinks packages that identify when the food and drink is unhealthy? Between concept 1 and concept 3. Then the inverse is which one would be the least likely? Question 5, overall, which one of the ads would be most likely to increase your support for government's action to reduce consumption of unhealthy foods? Would it be concept 1 or concept 3? Then question 6, the inverse. Then question 7 says, overall, which one of the ad would be most likely to reduce you and your family's unhealthy foods and sugary drinks consumption? Concept 1 or concept 3, and then the inverse is which is the least one, concept 1 or concept 3. Has everyone been able to do the evaluation?
Yes.
And submitted. Everybody says yes. So now I can close it. So just as an overall, and just going around the group for a semi last time, Jurgens, if I asked you of concept 1, be upfront and concept 3, time to know. Which one was most effective for you and why?
Definitely concept 3. Firstly, the ad just flowed a bit better than the first one, I feel like. There are scenes in the first one that I don't feel are very applicable to the whole story, where everything in the concept 3 nicely related to what the message that they are trying to convey. And I also feel that concept 3 more closely related to myself than concept 1.
Okay. Tukosi, your choice between the one that is most effective, 1 or 3?
The most effective one I would say is 3, concept 3, because it just shows you things that we eat on our daily lives without even thinking twice. Things we feed to the kids, things we ourselves eat. So I would go for concept 3.
Okay. Chris, yourself?
I agree. It's number 3. It flowed better, like Jürgen said, and it also related to how I kind of my lifestyle. So number 3.
Okay, and then Innocent, yourself?
Okay, for me it's the first one, because you can find that people usually buy a certain product. They don't even check the back of the product for the contents. But you can find that if they can start checking, they'll see that they start putting back the product back to the shelf.
Okay. So for you,
Yeah.
concept 1 was that. Okay. And now I just want you to, the 2 slogans, be upfront, time to know. If we think about those 2 slogans, and I just wanted to get your views on which of them are probably more easier to understand, and which of the 2 creates the bigger impact as slogans. Be upfront, and time to know. Jurgens, what would you say?
I'd say time to know is better, because I feel like be upfront is more related to the companies that are actually making the products. And I think that won't necessarily strike a nerve with me who is a consumer, where time to know is based on me. It's time for me to know what's in the food. It's not time for them to be upfront about what they have to put on the product. It's rather for me. I have to know. That's why I want to know. It's not something that they have to do.
Okay. Chris, for yourself?
I agree with what Jürgen said. Time to know is better than be upfront, but I feel like in a way you can kind of join them somehow together. Time to know and be upfront. Time to know, be upfront. Yeah, but time to know for me is a better slogan on its own. Like Jürgen said, it's for me. It's for the consumer who takes the product off the shelf, not for the company to explain themselves of what's in their food and stuff like that.
Okay. So you also feel that it's got more attention-grabbing qualities to it?
Yes.
Okay. Innocent, for you?
Time to know, because companies can be upfront, but if I don't choose to like if I don't choose to look at the effects that the product have on my health, then I won't even change. Same with cigarettes. The companies are upfront, but people still choose to smoke.
Okay. Tukozo, I'm going to give you the last comment here before I just find out from the team, is there anything else that they want to explore? What would you say between these 2 slogan lines, which one's more catchy, stands out, brings the impact?
The one for me, I agree with the guys. The one that stands out for me, it's time to know, because it speaks to me, it speaks to my health. It's just the right one for me.
Okay. Okay, guys, I just got a notification that client is very happy, and there are no additional questions that we have to explore. I just want to take the opportunity to thank you for taking the time out for these for the 2 hours to go through this experience with us. Obviously, every time we do it, it's very informative. On behalf of Mark Data, we'd like to thank you for your honesty and your openness. What I also just want to confirm with you is that the agreed token of appreciation that will be provided to you will be deposited to you between now and tomorrow. But if you have any issues with accessing the cash incentive that will be sent to you, please don't hesitate to contact Mark Data's offices. And yeah, you guys must have a good Saturday afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you guys. All the best.
Thank you. Bye-bye.